Hello, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. I'm sorry, I just recorded this lecture you see on my screen recorder, but unfortunately it didn't run. So that took my 1.5 hours, and I'm re-recording it again. That's why these are the complications of online teaching, but still we have to go through it. And I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for its reward. Well, my dear student, as you remember, that I gave you actually lecture last time on writing is a process. Okay. The basic purpose of writing is I have underlined here before is I just gave it before. That four things are there: subject, purpose, audience, and genre. I'm just reflecting. What are you writing about? What do you want your writing to achieve? To whom are you writing? Audience and genre. What form should your writing take? What form should your writing take? Right? These are actually some of the things. So these are the key concept in writing. Then we are going to talk about actually in the subject here. What is subject? So obviously this was discussed in the previous lecture, that subject means to write about what. So you have to there some people think the hardest part of writing is finding a topic. So it is very difficult to find a topic there. But I think for people like specialists, like experts, like doctors, like those to whom already the purpose is known and the subject is known, right? It's it's it may not be a problem for them. But anyhow, there might be even in a similar subject, there might be topics which may be of your interest and which may not be of your interest, right? And uh, if you have a dislike for a topic to write on, so obviously this dislike will not stop with you, but it will go to your readers as well. I mean, your readers will have this similar distaste or dislike you see for the subject. So the first thing that you should do is that how to what to write about, and then uh, how to make your topic more interesting and more pleasing to see for your readers. If you do not have interest in your own topic, how can you expect interest from your audience and readers for the same topic? So first of all, you have to create your own interest actually in that particular topic, and then it would be good. And then you have to challenge yourself to find your own creative ways of making topics and in assignments personally interesting. So by this way, if you take interest and make your own topic interesting, so you will be doing great job. Then we move about to the purpose. What is the purpose? A way to think about the purpose is to consider why are you writing, or what you want a piece of writing to accomplish. What is the purpose of writing? So there are normally three basic purposes of writing. These are to explain, to convince, and to entertain. Remember. Then you have exercise one. You have to identify purposes. They are explain, convince, and some sentences are given here. You have to look at them and you have to understand what actually these do fall in these categories. Again, you have to realize that after this doing this exercise, you will be able to understand that such a textbook or a test of has a very strong focus on explanation. In some textbooks, and there is some explanations is stress and focus. So writing with a primary purpose to explain is sometimes called expository writing. When you try to explain something, so that explanation makes your writing more expository, right? And sometimes you may other type of writing such as advertisements, editorials, and political speeches, which has a strong intent, to persuade or convince readers to take action or change their way of thinking. So that would be convincing or persuasive writing. So a great deal of writing such as gossips, magazines, comics, fiction simply entertain us. So, I mean, there might be some writing like in newspaper. You can find story You can find expository writing, you can find actually persuasive writing, convincing writing, all right, and you can also find the same entertaining, right? Because that portion, that part of newspaper entertain us, right? So you, for example, you have to decide it. Are you going to? And normally, remember, even sometimes in serious piece of writing, you can find all these things like explaining, entertaining, and explaining, entertaining, and persuasion or convincing, right? So therefore, you have to look at these things very carefully, that your writing should have these things. Like for example, some businesses use advertisements to convince consumers to spend money and buy products. However, advertisement also explain or provide information about a product, so so there is an element of entertainment, but there is also an element of explaining and of convincing or persuasion. So some advertisement, they try to be funny and shocking, so people will remember them. So my dear students, even a short story, it may be entertaining to read, but it can also explain, because it has got a purpose. It can also explain people, places, problems, issues, and ideas. So many things just in one. Well, just to be brief enough and to sum up, a good piece of writing frequently addresses all three of the purposes. All three of the purposes, like explanations, convinces, and entertains. A good piece of writing explains, convinces, and entertains. Right. So this should be kept in mind, that when you write papers for this and for other college classes, so your assignment, they may seem to have a primarily expository purposes, because they will ask you to demonstrate your inside understanding of a particular topic. However, your writing must also be convincing in that you try to build a good case for readers to accept your points as valid. Finally, you are not going to explain a topic or convince your reader if you cannot keep their attention. So your writing must be pleasing as well. Sometimes, if you look just a piece of paper or writing, just on a very first look, you do not find it pleasing. But I think, for example, if you write something, you must take care of the elements of entertaining and pleasing actually for your reader, because why your document should be read, why it should be listened. So therefore, you must try to take care of all these three elements, like explanations, because you have to explain the topic. And then when the topic is properly explained, then you must have some solid reasons actually to convince your readers or your audience why your ideas are more important, why they need some action. And at the same time, your writing piece should not bore actually the audience or the readers, but it should actually entertain, and the element of entertainment should be there. While in later chapter, you will also be studying about actually the aims of writing. All right. So what do you mean by, what is the basic purpose between the aims of writing and the purpose of writing? So here it is explained. You see here, when you aim for something, you have a goal and something you want to achieve, while your purpose is why you're writing. The aim points you towards success in achieving your purpose. Well, the purpose may be just for writing something, but it's not necessary there that you get actually by the end of your writing process. But in aim, when you say aim, so it means you must have a certain goal, and the goal has to be achieved at the end of their activity or any work or any task. So inshallah, we will be talking about these things actually in next chapter as well. But before that, my dear student, like any good student, you must go through this booklet of writing process. It will help you a lot. You will become good writers, and you can become good writers only if you understand the techniques, if you understand the perceptions and actually the concepts, you see, and then you have to actually apply those concepts of writing. I mean, by engaging you practically. So you see, I gave you today another lecture that is actually on your book, that is EAP. I made you read there. I'm going to make you write there, and at the same time, I'm teaching you the concept of how you have to write. So I mean, if you both of the practical and actually the conceptual and theoretical things, I'm trying to make a mix of this in order to enable you to become good writers. So inshallah, next time, if we remain above the ground, you see, we will be inshallah talking about this audience. So thank you very much, and goodbye till then. Thank you very much.